I'd like to take a minute and go over the home buying process and just give you an outline of the steps involved. So the first step is to find a trusted realtor to work with and a lender who you can depend on to give you that pre-qualification and let you know kind of the home buying price point we want to look at. Now keep in mind your lender may suggest the price, but your comfort level may be a little bit different than that price. So we may want to go a little lower, but they're there to tell you what the maximum is. So you've found your perfect realtor, you found the perfect lender to help you with this process. It's time to start looking. The first thing your realtor is going to do is set you up on an MLS search, but keep in mind that searching goes beyond MLS. A good realtor is going to look at new builds, they're going to look at for sale by owners. They may even be door knocking or sending letters to homeowners to find you the right home. It just depends on what your needs are. But we want to narrow down to the certain subdivisions, maybe 2 or 3 different subdivisions that are ideal for you and your situation. And we're going to start looking at homes. Well, once we're on that MLS search, maybe the MLS search sends you a new listing that just came on the market today. I highly recommend you get with your agent right away, text them and say, let's go take a look at this home. Sometimes you're going to want to see 3 or 4 homes. I don't recommend going out at one time to see any more than 3 or 4. It can get really overwhelming and they all start to look the same and you forget details. So 3 or 4 at the most in one showing, but otherwise it's going to be usually 1 at a time as homes come on the market that fit you. So you're going to go out and look, and we're hunting. And again, talk to your agent and say, man, I'm not feeling it with these MLS listings. What other ways can we look at homes? And again, I've been known to send lenders. I've door knocked. I found my buyers' homes wherever I needed to because that's the job. After we find the home, you're then going to work with your agent to write up the offer. Now, the offers are really going to depend on the market and market conditions and how long has the home been on the market? How motivated is that seller? And what are your numbers and what do you need out of the home? A good trusted realtor is going to help you negotiate to get the best deal possible. That's the goal, right? Get you into the home at the right price or maybe the right closing costs, which could be no closing costs, perhaps. Maybe your agent's able to negotiate closing costs. Or maybe you decide to use those closing costs to buy down the interest rate. There's lots of options. But again, it's about working on your goals with your realtor and your lender to get you the right product at the right price. So now that we've gone under contract, we've executed a contract, you're going to deliver money to title, which is called earnest money or good faith money. We're also going to write a check to cover a termination option period, which allows you time to do your due diligence. Now, this termination option period can range from a few days to 10 days, possibly a little more, but usually it's about 5 to 7 days. During that 5 to 7 days, when you're under contract, this is what I call the cold feet period. So if you're going to get cold feet and want to back out, now's the time to do it. You can back out for any reason. You're going to lose the option fee that you paid, but you'll get your earnest money back. So that's important to know. But if we don't get cold feet and we really want to dive deep on this home, then we're going to order an inspection. We're going to do all our due diligence during this period to make sure this is the home for us. What other due diligence? We're going to want to get the seller's disclosure. We're going to want to research if there were any insurance claims on the home and dive deeper into those. We're going to pull old history of the home and see what a good agent's going to look at what has happened to the home in the past. Possibly even go talk to neighbors. They love to tell you what happened in the house. I bought a foreclosure once and all I had to do is go talk to the neighbors and get the whole history of what went down on that house. So we're going to do all the due diligence we need to do to make sure you're comfortable and ready to proceed. At the end of that option period, we may have to negotiate and address any concerns, or we may decide this was the wrong house and back out completely. So let's say we proceed forward, we're moving forward, we like the home, we negotiated, got a little bit off the price maybe, and we're ready to close. Well, we may be ready to close, but your lender and title company need to do a little work. So the title company is going to be working behind the scenes to get it ready for closing. They're going to make sure all the liens are paid off. They're going to get us an update on the property taxes, ensure the seller's going to pay their portion of property taxes. And your lender is going to do everything to approve you and the house. That's called an appraisal. When they have to approve the house, they're going to order that appraisal. That'll take a couple weeks to get back. And you're going to be working with the lender and getting them any documents they need. I recommend you turn those documents around quickly if they request something. Time is of the essence during this period. Typically, from contract to closing is about 30 days. It could be 45 or as much as 60. Or if you're buying a new build, it could be longer than that. So it just depends on the situation. But once everyone's done their due diligence, the lenders approved the home, title's ready to go, it's time to close. And that's the exciting thing. Or keep in mind, when we go to closing and you sign on the dotted line, you're paying, that earnest money will help pay those costs at closing, whatever funds are due, down payment, closing costs, those sort of things. Your trusted professionals will help you understand what those numbers are in the beginning. But keep in mind, you're not going to get keys until it funds. So you'll go to title, you'll sign. The seller will then need to go to title, usually at a different time, and sign, hopefully on that same day. But then your lender's going to need all of that signed paperwork sent to them from the title company. They're going to need to review it, and then they will fund the loan. So funding takes a couple of hours, usually from the time we sign. So just make sure you're not pulling up to closing with everything in the back of your truck because you're ready to move in an hour later. It's going to take, hopefully our goal is to get you keys that day, but plan on 5 p.m. that day, not noon that day. If it's cash, that's a different story. We can fund it. We can work it so that you get keys at closing. But work with your agent. A good agent will help you understand what your goal is and make sure you achieve that goal.